Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? We'll get started just in a minute. How's it going, Gurjinder? Should we just join in? What do you say? Audio levels? Audio levels are all right? Let's see. Mhm. And let's see. We are live. Mm. Let's get going.
Let's do
Hello,
it.
hello, hello. How's everyone doing? It's morning here. It's nighttime there. And yesterday night was a very amazing one because Barcelona just beat Real Madrid 5-2. I mean, it was
And
more like
somebody stayed up till 4 a.m. in the morning to finish watching the match.
gotta do what you gotta do, man. Clásicos, that to win a Super
That's
Copa
right.
final. Why not?
Oh, yes.
Can you guess the price of the ticket that I had to buy?
The ticket that you had to buy to watch it at home?
Yeah, for just this match.
Oh, uh,
No, in dollars. It's $0.34. It's 29 rupees. And I shared it with a friend. So, yeah.
well.
Hello, hello, hello. You're there.
Okay.
Yes. We're here, we're here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what I shouldn't do is have our YouTube live up open on the other
Right.
tab in the same browser. So
Awesome.
we'll avoid doing that.
Yeah. So, what we'll be getting into today is something that I mean, you can say it's interesting and it has been on our minds for quite some time now. But the question is, do we have a conclusion in our minds? I don't think so. So it'll be great to just riff around and kind of see live what we think about, which is about Messi, my goat, my idol, and his his business instincts not being the best, to say the least.
Not being the best or being a
Yeah,
little too strategic.
a little too strategic, honestly. So Mass Plus, that's the name of the brand. Let's go 3, 2, 1. This is what we're talking about. Mass Plus. People are saying this is Messi's hydration brand, and people are saying it looks, too much like Prime. And when people say it, I couldn't care less about it. But now when you see both of them stacked together, mm, feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a copyright infringement waiting to happen. I
Yeah,
don't know why it's not been called out yet.
it has.
Right.
Honestly, that's the difficult question here, because I mean, there is some difference in the logo as well. It doesn't have a white stroke, and you'll see that it's just so it's one light color and a black text. Here you'll see it's
Yeah.
five colors,
Yeah.
like a gradient pink. Yeah, so that's there, but I don't know why would they go for this direction, or maybe they have gone for this direction. That's why they have to now, stick to it. Can you see the screen? Right.
Yes, I
So
can
you'll
see it.
see same bottle configuration. That this is something people are saying. Large bold black logo with vertical orientation. Right. Sure. Yeah. And same custom color background. Not really. These are not same. There is a difference, but sure.
Yeah.
I shape organization of same label information. Yeah, yeah. And even the type of the naming you will see is kind of similar. Lemonade punch and Miami punch, strawberry watermelon.
Yeah.
The the general tone of voice is kind of similar. Matte finish applied to solid fill, color and gloss finish applied to logo. Those are debatable, but sure. So I
So
mean, yeah. What's generally on your mind on this?
so Prime, when they released, it was as if they have optimized what a packaging should look like. And when you see them on the shelf, it's the bright colors and the really huge logo in the middle. And the flavor is just small. It's like in small writing, but with the color of the bottle, you get the flavor idea, right? So
Right.
it was really the bright colors and the big logo that kind of put when put together, that was Prime, and that became the thing that they were known for. Now for Moss to do the same thing deliberately, like people aren't going to uh agree to this, right? Their team is
Right.
probably not going to say that we did this on purpose, but it looks like they did it very much on purpose with some little changes here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And that tells you that, okay, so what Prime did was a very unique thing at the time, and everyone else after that is now just trying to catch up on that trend now that they've
Sure.
seen that it works. And this is the part where creativity, like true artful creativity, kind of runs out. And this is when too much optimization, too much science comes into play.
Right.
And so that kind of leaves a bad taste in our mouths, that why are we, what made us copy the exact same thing that somebody else is doing? So what that tells me is, it doesn't hurt Prime as much as I think it hurts Moss, in the fact that it started with a brand with no real look of its own,
Mm-hmm.
except maybe the Messi name.
Right.
I could just call this drink Messi, and it's Messi's drink, and that'd be enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now Moss really doesn't have anything, to own in itself, right? Besides the fact that it's a messy company. So that's where I think the victim was Prime, but the one who got hurt the most is Moss Plus itself. That's my overall view.
And that makes sense because I don't know why would they use it honestly. I'm just not sure as to what could be a possible reasoning. Because I mean, this guy doesn't have less money in his life, and he literally single-handedly increased a league's revenue by 15%.
Yeah,
And so
that's
yeah,
right.
that's something that he can do, and he makes money every time someone buys a pass. By the way, someone buys a
That's
MLS
right.
pass, he makes money. Someone watches it on
Yep.
Apple TV, he makes money. So yeah, money
There
is
you
not the
go.
issue. The issue is the creative people he's working with, the business people he's working with. I think it's next
Yep.
generation beverage or something. So
Yep.
yeah, it's too optimized. It's too generic in a way now. Not even generic is not the word. It's two brands doing it. But that's what I'm thinking. Even if you wanted to go for the lockups and all, just couldn't you just go for a darker bottle and the white text, like a lighter text? That would have
Yeah,
worked nice.
you could
Messi is
you could
not
have done a
known for these
complete.
colors.
Yeah.
I mean,
Messi isn't known for these. You're right.
no, if we'll go for general Messi branding, even on his store, yeah, start with dark grays, blacks. Yeah,
That's
that
right.
is the quintessential Messi, you know, color and the branding. I mean, they were wearing pink because of the Miami thing,
Yeah.
and okay, it's a lot of Miami. Okay, it's all Miami now. Okay, so this doesn't kind of explain what I was trying to say, but yeah, you get the point. Yeah, so this was it before the blue. Yeah, as you can see, Messi wins court case to trademark his logo. Nice. He always been in cases. Huh?
Most
Can't
likely.
can't just create
Like you
something
said, it
on your
must
logo.
be the team behind it.
Yeah, must be. See, look at this. Yeah, this color
Yeah.
palette would have worked very nice, very well, but
Yeah.
the logo is just too on your face. But sure, they can do better with packaging.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the person who's probably the best footballer of all time, I don't think I'm expecting him to be creative or anything. But so it's just the people that he's working with.
So if you do a comparison to, okay, so Messi is the representative. He is, sort of the hero and the mind behind the brand,
Mhm.
as at least what we're told. In the
Right.
same way, Tom Holland has done that with Bureau.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Bureau came out with packaging that is completely unique.
Hmm.
It was done bespokely, and you can tell that because from the ground up, right? They've taken a new spin on the traditional beer packaging.
Hmm.
It's not like they had to copy Budweiser's look
Right.
or Heineken's look or Corona's look just to make it in the beer
Hmm.
industry.
But
That
that's true. But again, it's the teams, right? On one side, there's an artist who actually can decipher, and on the other side, you have the best footballer who
yeah,
is just too much away from all of these things. I'm sure
yeah.
makes
And he
sense.
probably comes in once in a while in a big
Yeah.
conference hall, and they show him the completed packaging with his face on it, and
My
he's like,
question is,
"Great,
even if he
thanks."
does care, I don't think he gets it. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
He probably
yeah,
cares, but okay. So this looks. Why not this? Like a bluish thing with a pink. What do you say? Like a pink grunge gradient. You have it on the main box packaging. That can be a packaging. That looks already better,
yeah. That's right.
right?
But it wouldn't be optimized, I think.
Could have used Messi's face on the bottle itself if they would want, right? I think I think some brands do it. Like what's the word? Kinley. Let's see. Yeah, so is a Dhoni does promotions of Kinley basically. Oh yeah, this is what I was saying. So on the bottle, on the side you will see I trust
Okay.
Kinley and a signature. Works. Why not? And this is a sponsorship thing. Here he's the
Yeah,
owner. If you're
yeah,
the owner and you're one of the most famous people, put your face. I don't know
yeah,
what is this with brands not putting their face. Be it Messi, Logan Paul, all of those. Not Logan Paul, that's fine. But
yeah.
you know, Emma Chamberlain, then Mina. We looked at so many brands. Ryan Trahan, Airrack. They're just not putting their faces up.
Yeah.
What's the spelling? Papa Chui by The Rock. What is that now? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Looks very uninteresting. I don't know. I don't know. The logo
It's
doesn't
rugged. It has
sit
like
well
a.
with the. Do you feel it's rugged?
It does. It feels
Does it?
woody.
It
That's
feels
what I would
woody, but
say.
it's not rugged.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the logo is rugged. The only thing rugged that I feel rugged with the rough edges is the logo. Everything else is just, very pristine layouts, simple with a line in between. Can't have ruggedness and a
yeah.
line in between.
It's a little bit clinical and
Hmm.
woody at the same time. I think the ruggedness comes from some of the natural material in the back, and
Didn't
just
know you have to do
overall
this.
the. Oh yeah, that's interesting, right? Yeah, actually, you do because over time,
It
for
fades.
example, you have a black colored tattoo, you have to refill it in because it fades over time because your body
Yeah,
actively breaks down those
the
ink
skin.
particles.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, do can you see it? There's a very light. It feels like there's a very light, like a stroke point here, exactly at this place. Right. But then why is everything else so perfect? That's the question. And the logo is not even visible. Like I don't know. I don't know if this is a logo or this is a sign of it being clinically tested by some corporation, or is it something? I don't know what is it. Doesn't feel like a logo to me some for some reason. Because I feel like this is the logo, Papa Tui. This feels like the logo. And as you'll see on the soap as well. But when you tell me that these two are together, then it looks like a medicine brand or something. Then I don't know. Even that is fine, but yeah, I don't know. First, opinions are not the most positive one for me. And this doesn't feel like The Rock anyways. It just feels if he was forced to make more money. The issue was probably,
Yes, that's a good way
yeah,
to put it.
forced himself.
Maybe he forced
Take
himself to
better
make more money.
care.
Probably what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure, I mean, it is what it is.
See,
But,
there's a bit of a
yeah,
in the ingredients as well. There's things like SLS, which is something we don't like to see.
paraben free, formulated without sulfates.
Because I remember I went to the store to, I was like, let me try out this. This is like the rock, and we could see the rock's face on the posters, and it was like,
Right.
let me try this out. And then I look at the ingredients, and I'm like, this is nothing different from what we've seen before. So
Uh, makes sense. Bringing us back to that topic, I just pulled this up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was out grocery shopping, and I sent you this right when you woke up. So what was your initial reaction?
Initially, I thought this looks very cool. That was my
Yeah,
first reaction. Then I
yeah,
realized it's the name of a person, Aaron Judge, so it's a collaboration.
right,
And then I was like, wait, Prime Hydration 2 for $5, Messi drinks 2.99. And so first I thought Messi drinks, and I looked bottom, and I was like, wait, that's not
yeah,
Messi. This is Messi.
nope,
So this is
yep,
Prime. Oh, then I was like, oh, so this is Messi, this is Prime.
yeah,
It took me some time just after I woke up.
sure,
The bottle is crunched up already. Come on.
yeah.
Can't
Then
do that.
handle it with care.
Yeah. Just like they did with the branding.
Oh yeah,
I think Dior can sue them and win it. No, they can't. I mean, he has won 8 Ballon d'Ors. Probably owns copyright now to say it.
most likely.
8 is just too much, man. Come on, 8. Who will
Yeah,
be like? I don't know when will be the next time when we see someone who can actually be in that league and try to compete. 5 was too much for
yeah,
Ronaldo, I think. And then comes this boy
yeah,
with 8.
yeah.
What do people think there? Let's take a look. What do people think? People on the loveliest community on planet Earth, Reddit.
On Reddit.
Is this the reason why KSI just posted Ronaldo is the real GOAT? He's gonna get
Yeah, that's probably
sued.
why.
That makes sense. He got sued. That's the interesting thing. He got sued and then they
Yeah,
counter sued. They were like, nope,
yeah,
how dare you sue us? You can't. It's a defamation case now. So on Twitter, refreshed. They thought Prime struck a deal with Messi. That's so funny. Because by the way, they do have a deal with Barcelona. And
yeah.
yesterday I was watching the match, and they were drinking energy drinks and all from a Prime Sipper. So they do have a
Sure.
proper deal, not just drinks, like proper drink branded deal. I think anything regarding drinks,
Right,
it's Prime.
right.
That's phenomenal. And
It
this is
is
something that
definitely.
I don't see Messi doing, which he could be doing anyways. But these types of collaborations that we see, like this, even for someone who don't know Aaron Judge, firstly, let's get to know who is Aaron Judge. Okay, so he's a yeah, baseball. And so,
Yep.
yeah, the jersey looks good, the color looks good, I'll just probably buy it. If I wanted to buy any of these and I have no clue which tastes like what, I'll just go with this one. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they have optimized packaging in that manner. But here, I mean, yeah, let's see if they can get into partnerships and make it interesting. W for Prime means they're doing great if Messi is copying the look of their product at the end of the day. This is just giving Prime more promo. Sure, sure, sure.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening.
And this is what this guy is saying. I don't think they actually have a patent for bottle design. So technically, anyone can have that design as long as they don't call it Prime. Sure, I mean, that's the question. I can make a red drink and call it Loca Coca. The point is not that I can't do it. I can do Loca Coca. The issue is then Coca Cola gets the actual eyeballs. And I just become
Yeah,
ridiculed and no one logically buys me. Right?
that's right.
It's not about
That's
that
right.
you
You
can't do it.
fade into the sunset.
Right? Point of
Nobody
branding
cares.
is to have differentiation. It's not that I can't have a same brand as Pepsi or a similar brand. I can, and I can even do that without any copyrights. The issue is then that doesn't help. The point is to help me. Drink aqua, bro, lol. Drink aqua. I think someone has to now make a water brand with called aqua. The tagline will be F all that. F all the other
We have
things.
Aquafina.
Aquafina is there, yeah, makes sense. They can create a
So,
luxury water company called Aqua. Double A.
yeah.
Bro got downvoted for saying drink water. I can't believe. I thought it was a troll, but it's real. It's way too similar. See, yeah, people from a people's perspective, yeah, it's a copy basically. What's the nutrition like? Yeah, I mean, people are saying if the electrolyte formula is something they've copied as well, then they better not have done that. Just hope this won't taste like melted sugar. Does it taste good, Prime?
I've tasted it. It is tasting very sweet, but it's there's no actual sugar in it.
Yeah, it's the
So,
potassium. I think it's just too high on potassium.
yeah, it's very
Generally,
high on
energy drinks
potassium.
are high on sodium, but
Yeah,
they have just like increased up the potassium numbers very high.
yeah.
The flavor names are hilarious. Yeah, that's true. Orange Dior. A company 100% just paid Messi so they could use his likeness. Doubt he even knows or approves of the bottle design. Is there an Yeah, I mean that's the point. Like, there's two things to it. Either Messi doesn't care and doesn't even approve or doesn't even know, and the other point is he knows all of this, but he doesn't actually understand the role, which makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
put a random developer guy, another friend of mine, he wouldn't care or he wouldn't know. So
right.
it makes sense, right?
This is a side business that he doesn't even have to take care of himself,
You're
right?
acting like Messi himself went out and copied Prime. Realistically, he just okayed his name on a drink for a paycheck. And that's the point. Even if he did more, I
That's
don't
right.
think he's I don't think he knows any better. That's my point. And I don't blame him, of course. That's the thing. His branding game, his business game in this aspect hasn't been the best. I wouldn't say it's been the best for Ronaldo or Neymar or anyone either that way. But yeah, I mean, the things he goes into
Yeah,
is not just the most. I mean, merchandise, sure, they could have done better with that. That's just off right, just blankly they could have done better. But in terms of getting into other products, I don't think this product suits him. He's not the type who I associate with these products.
yeah,
If he would have come up with something like a non-alcohol, like a Barrow suits him.
sure.
Like the image that he has, the person that he has, generally what we think of the guy. I don't think,
So you don't think hydration drink suits him as a
no,
football player?
no. Somehow I just don't make that connection. Because I mean that's the that's the specialty. If it would have been Mbappe, makes sense. Because we know
Yeah,
him for running, we know him for making the clean runs. Messi is just known
yeah,
for simply being on the pitch, analyzing everywhere, then making a run, and then
yeah,
dribbling five players and getting the goal or maybe assisting to someone. It's
yeah,
very different the way he does it, and that's why associating anything regarding what regarding the action he's taking, like one of the verbs is running, so an energy drink or hydration drink, I don't think it works. Or maybe like athleticism or dribbling, so getting like an Under Armour kind of a brand doesn't work. For Ronaldo that works. So a hydration drink works for Mbappe, a fully athletic Under Armour brand works for Ronaldo, and a fully stylistic sports gear brand works for Neymar. For Messi, something off the pitch works because we
sure.
love that aspect of him as well. He married his
Yeah,
longtime girlfriend. They've known each other for like 20 years probably. Has kids, just lives a good freaking life. He lives a dream
yeah,
life, logically, right?
yeah.
Has a good family life, one of the best players of all time, and respected by everyone. People respect him, and yeah. So non-alcoholic beer sounds very good. Sounds very appropriate.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're calling it out right. It seems a
Right?
little bit childish. Even at the end of the day, your name is literally on the bottle. And when people compare these two, it is a bit childish that,
Yeah,
something like this is caught.
that's the point. Like, so this thing is very like we just talked about it, and it just comes to our head in a random live conversation without any preparation. But I don't think that's the case
Yeah,
with him, right? And that's why
yeah,
I think
yeah,
getting with you know more seasoned business people has been a challenge for him. But that's fine,
yeah.
I guess. Not
And
everyone creates
also,
good drinks.
last note on this is that Logan Paul and KSI aren't, considered the most serious types of celebrities like Messi is considered, right? So
Very
you're
serious.
again, you're the one who put the play in that was a little bit childish and a little bit unserious
Yeah.
against, the most probably unserious and people on the planet, and they make money from being unserious. So
True,
the
true.
counterplay here is imbalanced, I'd say.
Also, if we think about it, you know, the top athletes, for them, I don't think a drink like this even makes sense. I don't think they're consuming this much of sugar or potassium or something. Maybe in sprints during the match, sure, here and there, to avoid cramps, but mainly to avoid cramps. But there also they just make formulations. They have, I mean, they spend millions on like scientists and nutritionists, so they'll have their own formulations. Maybe inside a prime sipper, like I told you yesterday, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's just the money aspect. I don't think
Yeah.
inside it's prime. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rafinha got a cramp. Bernal, I think Casado got a cramp. Pedri, I think there's so many people got injured yesterday. There were 9 yellow cards
Yeah.
yesterday out of the
Oh,
22 total
really?
players. Yeah, five on
Wow.
this side, four on this side. I think. There were two people on the bench who got yellow card. They were on the bench. They were not playing. The referee goes
Yep.
up to them, shows them a yellow card, and both
Yep.
of them gets very angry. It's fun to see Rafinha. Rafinha is proper Brazilian. He doesn't take shit. Yeah,
We should do a reaction.
yeah. I wish we could, man. Wish we could. So anything regarding
That's
football, I think
amazing.
we'll get immediately a like a big strike or something from I don't even know who
That's right.
from FIFA or whoever. So
That's
yeah,
right.
can't even show anything. We can show. We can actually show some fun stuff. Why not? Why not? That's the beauty of a life. So fast score. You can get into scores. This is fun. So yeah, Supercopa de España. Oh, Napoli defeats Verona. That's should have happened.
Hmm.
So it's fine. I don't I don't mind that. What I'm talking about is this. Yeah, final and they win it. And you see average ratings. This is almost. I don't know why he's top up top here. He, I mean, he scored the first goal, but didn't do as much to be
Right.
7.8. But sure. And the
Right.
rest of all the players are just Barcelona players, as you can see. Jude Bellingham 7.65. Come on, I'm sure Balde did more than Bellingham. Come on, Bellingham was nowhere to be seen. But yeah, demolition, as you can see, total
Yep.
annihilation. My $0.34, half of it because I shared it with a friend. $0.17, 14 and a half rupees. It was worth it.
There you go.
It's
And
purely worth
staying
it.
up till 4 a.m.
That was worth it as well. Actually, the match ended at 2:30. I was watching the
Okay.
reactions of other live streamers.
Oh, of course.
That took some time. Communal watching, communal enjoyment.
Yeah, that's right.
Why not? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Player of the match, of course. But yeah, it was fun. It was very fun. Mhm. Yeah, makes sense. So basically, Messi's thing is what it is. But something interesting came up when I was checking out Reddit, which is on design, graphic design. And so this is the thing.
Okay.
WEF says graphic designers one of the fastest declining jobs. UX/UI is the fastest growing. Let us first take a look at what are the other ones. Okay, postal service clerks, sure. Bank tellers, are there bank tellers still? Data entry.
There are, yes. I've seen, and my nearby banks have.
Mhm. Material recording, stock keeping. So you will see majorly in the finance sector, this entire part, I can click a
Yeah.
rectangle around it. It's all just
Yeah.
one thing and they will just go poof with AI
Yeah.
agents.
Yeah.
Transportation attendants, conductors, door-to-door sales workers. Come on. How will door-to-door sales workers be replaced? Maybe because they're doing it digital. Maybe that's the actual
Maybe.
core instead of thinking that the AI
Yeah.
will go door-to-door, right?
Yeah. They'd rather spend more money on email marketing,
Maybe
even
on Zoom calls as well. Maybe they are handling
yeah,
clients.
why
Makes sense.
not? So
Probably better as well.
yeah.
You don't catch someone in the middle of, let's say, they're cooking, they're in a happy mood, and the insurance guy comes in and you're like, if you
Yeah.
die, it won't be good for the family, so take this insurance. They're like, hey, just
That's right.
leave.
That's right.
I don't even know what things get us like, what's the word, like demonetized or something in
Yeah.
English. I know in Hindi there's a few abuses that you can't use. You can use other ones. You can use
Oh,
the
okay.
worst ones. There's some things
Oh,
that
okay.
the AI already knows. But yeah,
That's right.
legal officials, telemarketers, and all that. But graphic designers is one of those jobs. That's Going down as far as what they're saying, there's a report as well. Is it a big report? Oh, I mean, sure. I don't think World Economic Forum makes small reports anyways. So, but yeah, this is an entire thing.
Yeah.
World Economic Forum. They're creating it, they're reading. Or maybe it gets put into AI and we'll create content around it. Check out our
Yes.
LinkedIn post today.
Just feed it in there. Feed it into GPT, and we'll
Absolutely.
give you, whatever we come up with.
This will be, I think,
So
I'll just copy it already. This will be today's post one.
yeah,
It's a fun one.
that's right. So what is graphic designer, first of all? The tagline or the role or responsibility. If you go on LinkedIn, how many graphic designer specific roles are you seeing versus how many are you seeing that is, now putting brand designer in the role, or something like design engineer, which combines the ability to create webflow sites or handle the webflow end on top of designing landing
Hmm.
pages and things like that. So
I have a friend who is
graphic,
a graphic designer. Then
yeah,
he's gotten into branding as well.
that's
It
right.
feels like the way to
So
be because graphic design at the end of the day will, of course, make sense that it gets commoditized because it's very much execution based. Anything execution
yeah,
based gets eaten up. Anything without a
yeah,
strategy behind it, when you are not able to talk business numbers, when you're not able to figure out how it impacts, then there is no impact majorly.
that's right.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
even for something as difficult or as deep to us as coding, we don't know how it impacts, and we know now how to automate it or how to generate
yeah,
it at least, and in some time
that's
it'll
right.
get there.
That's right.
So yeah, yeah,
So everyone's under trouble. You ask lawyers. I have a lawyer.
there you go.
Um,
Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah, yeah.
Scratch. No, he's like, we just have templates and we just put their names and make sure that everything fits, their use case. But it's templates. It's a business of
Well,
templates. So when you come back to the graphic designer end, it's like, okay, if I'm looking at individual pieces of graphic design, like if I'm creating one social media post here, because you're making sure that Moss Plus doesn't happen, and you're making sure that if you're Prime, you get to enforce Prime's consistency across the board.
right. Even more than that, I will make sure Messi doesn't enter the energy drinks market itself.
Oh yeah,
That's again another level higher. But yeah, it's interesting because okay, so this is another thing that you'll see on the side, which is why is it when it comes to design work, suddenly everyone's broke? Why do you
oh
think so?
yeah,
Mismanagement, not having financial, the core of the financial earning. Because artists have been like this. It's not that okay, so designers are broke because we say it and we're not in the prime limelight in the world. But musicians are broke, rappers are broke. We don't know it, but there are, a lot of them are in debt.
yeah,
And I mean, 50 Cent had a debt out of making millions and millions. Footballers can go
yeah,
broke. Ronaldinho, one of the legends,
yeah,
almost broke.
yeah.
So I think it's just with some fields of high achievers have this,
They
but
do.
generally some
Yeah,
fields have this. So not even high achievers in design. I think, yeah, or of course maybe of the commoditization of work and all of that's true. But okay, so let's read up. Let's read something that people are saying. We're still at the infancy of AI in one sense, so it's natural for businesses to start looking at it as an entire solution rather than just a tool. La 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 la. I think the job market for designer will start to increase quite heavily in 2 years or so. Marketers always get impacted by cuts when businesses see that trying to use AI exclusively to solve their design problems without the support of designers. So people are not saying without the support of designers, the job roles are declining. It's not that it'll just
yeah,
pinpoint stop. So, like for example, I can handle brand design for 3 clients right now or 5 clients right at one point in time altogether.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Honestly, that's not because of AI. I mean, it's just because of the mental bandwidth and the differentiation that I can handle in my mind. But that's because I've
It's
always
also
thought of them as brands and not just pieces
yeah,
of design.
it's also the rise of design subscriptions as a
That's the
business
thing.
model implemented by a lot of agencies now and a lot of just freelancers, consultants. So they can work with maybe five
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
subscription. So that way it becomes cheaper, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just AI, it's actually new business models that we are competing with.
Even at a more kind of thoughtful level, we are having an issue, kind of having an issue with AI. There was a time when logos used to be created with literal, like on a sheet of, I think, tarp or canvas or something. They would be
Yeah,
screen
copy
paintings.
paper.
Yeah. And so my question is, from there we have reached here now with technology. The issue is we have made it too powerful now. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
at the core, it's still technology enabling people to create value, quote unquote, and sell products and make money. And so recently, the Coca-Cola ad made a lot of controversy. Why don't we just search it? I don't think we can play it. We'll die.
Yeah, we will.
And I don't think I can use that word. So we are gone. Yeah, we're gone, gone, we're gone. It's done.
We're done. It ends right here.
We're done. Strike. But
We can't
yeah.
have words like that too. You saw the one on the all page. Okay.
But yeah. So nobody likes it apparently.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I felt it was smart. I felt it was a pretty cool way to use AI.
That's
And to
because
be
we don't
honest
have
with you,
animosity with AI.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And a lot of people do. A lot of
Yeah.
people are really scared.
You see, you see,
And I hear you. I
he's attached.
understand.
This guy must be attached. He he does this basically,
Yeah.
so he must be attached. While for us, it's just a communication platform. We're like, yeah, it's fine. It's not that it's the only and the last ad that Coca-Cola will ever do. It's not a legacy breaking thing or anything. See, why do you think they wouldn't use it? That's my question. Why did you think that it will be sacrilegious for them to use it? They just used it.
Yeah, they probably
What
they're
percentage of
copywriting
motion
all the
graphics do you
time. So
think they
why
just
not for
buy
the actual
from
videos?
various places, various proper
Yeah.
like
Oh
copyrighted
yeah.
places where they can buy it from? What percentage
Yeah.
are they're
That's
making
right.
it in house? What percentage of Red Bull's marketing genius is in house? We don't know.
Yeah.
What amount of collaboration is happening, technology usage is happening? We're not sure.
Yeah.
So sure, I mean, yeah, we have similar opinions, but I don't think our opinions are the common ones. But again,
I mean, if you recording process or the script writing process to do that all in AI generated. Maybe the agency that they worked with, their team used AI
so
to help,
here's the
speed
interesting
up their
thing.
process.
They have issue with the usage of AI. But my point is, if they would have created this ad entirely with VFX, they would have used to use VFX, right?
Yeah.
And that is not reality as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, do you think that video would have gotten any hype? No. People have been making VFX led advertisements for years. This company itself has done it. The
Yeah.
most famous one, I think it's replicating some old campaign, right? 1895, 1995. Yeah. So, come on. They want to create hype if they're actually doing something, executing something. So they're using a new technology.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's true.
It's like using a gradient. If gradient is the new thing in the market when it came about, or glass morphism, you would use glass morphism on your product and not be like, oh, can't happen because it reduces legibility. No, use it on the edges. Know how to use
Yeah.
it and use it enough to create hype. Sure, I mean, it may
I
not be
mean,
the
how many of these
best thing.
thumbnails are all AI generated?
This
Like
one,
that one right there.
yeah, that
Yep.
one right there.
That one is.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yep. So if you're allowed to use it,
And
then
another question: when they say AI generated, they have an issue with it, right? That's what I think.
yeah.
This Santa could have been
Yeah.
an illustration image on Google, and I can just go to remove BG, remove it, put it on. What will you do?
What will you do?
What will you do? Isn't that all? So that's not AI. but it's the same workflow. It's me using basically the same thing. It's me using something which is not real. It's a creation. It's on digital. It's an illustration or a graphic or
That's
whatever.
right.
So AI is just creating it. Another issue is I don't think a lot of people understand how AI works. Majorly, I don't think designers understand how AI works,
Yeah.
which is something that we can get into someday.
I've a lot of people that I've talked to,
Mhm.
a lot of creative people I've talked to, is the biggest problem they have is that AI is sourcing all this data from from data that was put together in a pool, but whoever's piece of work you're using, you're not giving them credit, right? Or you didn't give them any kind of
I
compensation.
have
So
opinions.
that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have.
I'll tell you. So first, I'll go first, I guess. So
Go ahead.
we'll go 2 frames on this. Let's go. The point is, a honeybee was about to enter my room. That isn't happy. That isn't happy, but yeah. So the issue is
Okay.
with that. So, firstly, I don't think that's a conscious argument that 90% designers will be able to build on. It's just an opinion that have been feeded into their head on the internet. It's a counter AI propaganda, and so it's just been feeded. It's a it's something that generally happens because so this is a media cycle churning, right? Whenever something's on media, media tries to do two things at a very strategic time. Number one, you churn out that news. The moment you figure out the right timing, you churn an anti-news. So the cycle keeps repeating. So it's a media cycle thing. And so the counter argument is that, well, the people who whose design work they are, what's the word was you use, whose design work they are using,
Yeah,
not
who
you
are
specifically,
sourcing.
what's the word? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
designers are generally saying sourcing
yeah,
from, they're not getting credit. Okay.
that's right. Or compensation.
Who was the AD on Interstellar? One of the most watched movies of all time. Nolan's one of the best pieces of work. Who was the AD there? I think there were 4 or 5 colorists only for color grading. Who had those? We don't care. We actually
Yeah.
don't care about attributions or copyrights. The only point is it should happen. But now, if we get into actually how AI works, you would understand. Not you. You probably understand. The world would understand. Designers listening to us is that so when Prime created this bottle design, did they give credit to Paula Scher? No. But the designer who worked on it probably got inspired by some of her poster where she was using a dark text on a light background.
Yeah.
We learn from our everyday experiences. Every second we are blinking and we're getting information. Our brain
Yeah.
processes it, creates an output that is so distant and so non-coherent with everything else. That is what we call creativity. It's just pattern matching, basically, just wild pattern matching. And so, I mean, you're using a clouds background, right, with your logo on it. I
AI
don't see,
generated.
I don't see any credits on it. That isn't right. You should give
Yeah.
credit to the person
Yeah.
whose font it is. Should give credit to the
Oh yeah.
person who invented the color orange, I guess, or the
Yeah.
gradient person.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we don't care honestly. And
At
that
that
would have
point, we'll just have a citation document attached with everything we
attached.
create.
Yeah. So my issue is not with just asking copyright. It would have made sense if would have asked copyright when it's a work that someone is going and creating. It's an image output. It's an output. How will you attribute
Yeah.
it? So I don't think
Yeah.
people understand how diffusion works. So
No.
maybe I'll just do it in this live stream or some other one. Do you want to do it? We'll do some guys, guys and girls, humans, mammals watching, anyone watching, any mammal watching. Stick around, subscribe please, and we'll do another live stream where we'll break the myth of why designers don't have a clue about AI.
That's right.
Because it's a technology thing. I'm a computer science guy. I'll explain it. It's very simple. It's very easy to understand. And once you understand, you would be like, ah, okay. Then it's not possible. The basic thing is,
I volunteer to ask you all the questions
yes,
that I can come up with as a designer, as a
yes,
creative.
all the devil's advocate.
Yeah,
Yeah, even if you don't agree with it, even if we are on the same page, we'll get counter arguments just to make
that's
sure
right.
we have a strong argument.
Oh, we will.
And at the end of the day, it's not that I don't understand what they're feeling. I understand it. It makes sense to me. But the question is, you can't stop. Can you stop me from learning by looking at your like the background? I'm learning already. It's a beautiful blue with some light blue shades. with the clouds, with the pattern breaking of the cloud, and the sunset is falling on the bottom layer of the cloud, and it's the orange and the white. See, I've yapped so much with just a background, and it's AI generated. So you can't stop me from learning. That's how an AI machine learns. So that's my point. How will you give credit? That's my question. You
How
can't.
will you?
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
inspiration thing. So yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into how AI learns. That will be a fun thing for all designers. Yeah.
that's right.
And if we talk about using it, sure, then it makes sense because it's not that at that level
Yeah.
yet. But that's only till a certain point. I mean, why don't I share something? Can I? Let me try and share to you. I don't think you can see it, right? Thankfully. Shouldn't be seeing it. Now can you? Three screen? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is on my Behance itself. And
Right.
I did a music project, a very comprehensive one. But the question here is, as you'll see, just keep looking around you. You'll see that it's all looks, I would say, good, right?
Yeah.
So here you see there's two songs. So I can play this song.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
A little bit, but no, not enough.
Not enough. Not enough.
So this is not a copyrighted song that you can play.
How?
Okay.
How is it? And there are four or five of those. So how is it that I can play a non-copyrighted song? I mean, you can say it's just a non-copyrighted song, but no, no
Yeah.
one made it.
Yeah.
That's the freaking point. It's an AI generated song.
Yeah.
I have created 7 songs with AI. I'm listening to 3 of those generally once every day or once in 2 days. They are that good. The guitar riffs are better than 90% of Sabrina Carpenter's discography. I don't know why I took a dig at her, but I just said it.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a bold move.
Yeah,
Bold move.
it's fine. Give us hate. We want it. At least comment.
Yes.
Comment, I love
Yes.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes. Do it.
But that's the point. I mean, AI music at this level, it can eat up 80% artists out there. And this is today. We're talking about 2025, just the starting. It's the worst output, by the way, of all right now, because that's how technology works. Everything you see in technology is the worst that it'll ever be, which is you know, such an interesting thing to think that we'll never
Yeah.
have this bad of an AI, and this is good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
people are saying
Unless we're
in two
back into
years,
the Stone Age,
sure,
but we just
yeah,
keep moving.
which can happen if some world leaders are angrier. It can happen. Maybe we'll have
Yeah.
some 10 million people left and no food, and we die. Again, I can't say that word. Come on, can't say that word.
Apocalypse. No
Apo-
apocalypse speak.
yeah, I have to randomly go and try and mute things. But yes, so another thing is okay. So maybe a few more comments. Layers to unpack here. Okay, another guy comes with some, you know, details. Not sure I want to engage on every level about it truthfully. He's like, I don't want to get into this. But if I scan all these jobs, clearly pointing at jobs AI are threatening or impacting currently. UX UI is quickly growing. What does that mean exactly? Just more job availabilities? Why? It's been one of the most competitive niches to get into when it comes to design for years. What's causing it? Are these stats even accurate? So let's take his wild and uneducated guess. It's the fact that UI UX is a subjective experience that AI likely struggles to interpret how to do it well. Other areas of design are actually performing okay enough to be acceptable. No, so I'll tell you the information on it, and it makes sense. Are the UX UI data fed into this AI models? That's the question. Is it learning anyways? So my answer to that is yes. AI is learning at a much quicker pace, and UX UI jobs are not growing. I mean, they are growing logically, but it's only a matter of, we say this is the mid journey V5 situation or V4 situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
V3 wasn't that good. The moment it hit V4, people were like, oh, we're doomed, we're gone.
Yeah.
So it's one of those inflection points, it's what it's called. And I
Yeah.
think we're just waiting for UI UX world to hit that inflection point. It's already doing it. Framer AI, you would know, right? Framer AI, UI Zard, all those things. So it's not
Yeah.
that
Relume.
Relume, yeah,
Relume library.
the founders are doing phenomenal. So it's not that it won't happen. It's not happening yet, sure. But basically, so another parallel to, I think your video is not there. We'll be back, guys. Just 1 minute, 1 second. We'll be talking about how originally how the UX UI industry will actually progress, because it's a very interesting thing. The way we are thinking it will continue to progress, that isn't happening. That won't happen. We'll get into that. Just give me 1 second. I'll get back, Gurjinder, and we'll get started. If you're watching it later on recording, which you probably are, just you can just skip through. I think I should just speak. Gurjinder will be here in a minute. So yeah, what I was saying was, in UX UI, in that world, um, there's now, I want Gurjinder to be in this conversation. Hmm. Give us 1 second. You can skip through all this. All right. Gurjinder will be back soon. The point is, in the world of UX UI, because it's now, you'll see Figma templates are flying everywhere, and majorly people are using that mainly, and a lot of them at least, because you need fast execution. At some point in time, you need, a level of just fast paced work, I guess. And so it's not that it doesn't make sense. It makes sense that UI UX hasn't been yet, you know, um, taken care of with AI. But that's because that amount of data probably hasn't been fed. And the use of UX UI, the use of a front screen for users to interact with the backend of the app, that use is what we'll talk about, because it's very interesting. I don't think that use itself will be there. I'll tell you. Just a second, guys. I know you'll have to do some skipping through. All right, all right. Uh, Gurjinder is having some trouble with the OBS thing. That's the thing with OBS, man. Keeps having trouble. But it's still a good software. Good open source one. Um, is Gurjinder here? No, he's not. One more minute, just one more minute. And that's the power of not being famous and people actually not being live with you. It helps. And take your time. Later, this was a fun conversation, so I would appreciate you guys actually listening and just skip forward and keep listening, keep enjoying. 1 minute, 1 minute, wait a minute. I guess Gurjinder is having some issue. Let's see, we'll try something fun. Let's see if it works out. Let's see if it works out. Let's see. So Gurjinder is not able to enter with the thing, with the obvious thing. So we'll just try and do something else where I don't think we'll get you know the actual audio. We'll try. Okay, I don't think even that is happening. So I'll just finish up the conversation. I'll just finish up what I was saying. Yeah, so what was I saying? I was saying the world of UX UI is a very interesting place because after a point in time, I don't think the need of a front screen that the need of a front screen that users will use, this information gets travels in the backend. There's another layer. This layer talks to the backend of that. I don't think that need will be there anymore. There will be just AI creating a screen right there in front of you. So a dynamic UI, a live UI will be created just for you to interact with it right there, right at that exact point in time. Because all these things work with APIs and APIs need very few amount of information from you anyways for every time. So it doesn't need to have, so sure, you lose brand identity and all of that. But I don't think a lot of that will happen on the app front. The app development industry, the way apps are working right now, I don't think 5 years from now we'll be seeing a similar technology. And so it's very interesting space, and we'll actually get into more of this the next time we're talking about how technology, how AI works in design, and how AI is impacting app development and all of that. All right, with that we end. It was really fun, man. And thank you. Mosumi is here. Hi. So yeah, we're about to end, and we have our first viewer. That's superb. Thank you so much. And yeah, so stick around and subscribe. And the next conversation will be really fun and really interesting one. If you're a code designer, if you love design, if design is all you love, then I'll shed some light on how AI is actually working in this world, how AI actually produces images, high quality outputs, and how copyrights and all those issues that we have with AI imagery, AI generation, those issues are not resolvable. And it's not because I'm a pessimist, it's because I'm a technologist. And so we'll get into all of that. And so take care, everybody. See you next time. Signing off. This is Brad. He is Gurjinder. He's not here right now, but yeah. Take care, everybody. See you. Good night.